Hello and welcome once again to our HealLove Chat. It's Hanna from Finland.
And it's Dorte from Denmark.
How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm great. The sun is shining, and that's might be why my screen turns black. It will come and go.
Yeah, it's getting brighter now.
Yeah.
You're starting to shine.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we talk about trigger points. Dorte is our specialist on this subject, so let her tell what the trigger point is.
Yes, I'll just briefly explain what a trigger point is and why it is important. It is an important subject. A trigger point is something that you react to from your subconscious mind when something in your surroundings trigger you. It might be your husband, it might be your children, it might be your co-worker, it might even be your mom and dad. And you react from a deep core wounding in you to something that they do, and you get triggered. But the trigger point calls in you for a reaction, and you start to react from to defend yourself. Myself, in my life, I've had many trigger points in my early life, which I had to do something about. Maybe you know how that you can get triggered too, Hannah?
No, I never do.
Oh.
we all have trigger points. So
yeah.
it's nothing wrong. It's just something that you create to make yourself feel secure. So there's nothing wrong about it. But sometimes it just prevents you, to be the way you would like to be, or to act the way you would like to act, be your true self. So it's important to notice what they are.
Yes. And what you just mentioned there is quite important to understand, because when you get triggered, you react from a very young age inside of you. And even though you decided maybe not to get angry the next time your spouse does something that you don't like, you forget everything about what you decided to do, and you do what you learned to do in this young age. And that's why
primary reaction.
Yes, a primary reaction, and that is to actually somehow to defend yourself from not feeling those bad feelings that the trigger point invoke in you.
Yeah.
And when you come from this self-defending part of you, the flight freeze or reaction, you go into some kind of self-sabotaging, and you do not get what you actually hope for you get.
Yeah, you promised that you give some kind of very short example from your own life, just to have an understanding how it would actually, react to a person's life in real.
In my earlier life, and which is why I now work as a love coach, I get triggered if somebody didn't want to help me, didn't have time for me. When I felt ignored, even though my partner didn't feel like they ignored me, but I felt ignored, and the reaction I had was to not needing them, even though I needed them very much. I started doing everything on my own, hoping they would help me instead of asking for help. And then
pushing them further.
Actually pushing them further away, so that my core wounding being abandoned became a reality. But I was the one not to blame, but I was the one that was a constant in that thing.
But like we talked earlier, many times when people experience this triggering, the first thing they do is blame the others, because they have an idea, because the other person is kind of, or not kind of, but is involved in this matter. So the people have an idea that it's actually their fault how you feel. But it's not, like you said earlier, it's in you, and you carry it with you. It's just, you know, how other people
it is
kind of find it in you.
And it's easier for us to blame the other one, because then nothing is wrong with me, right? But yes, nothing is wrong with us, but below the trigger point there is a deeply embedded negative core belief saying I'm not good enough. And we don't want to feel that, and that's why it's easier to blame. It's you that make me feel like this. Right. And that's why the trigger points, I'm working on those, both finding them and releasing them and transforming them is such an important work. And that's what we do, right, in the HealLove method.
And I was just thinking that even though it's not easy to let yourself know that there is something in you that you maybe need to work with, but for now on, you can actually take this kind of like a gift, that, you know, the next time you find yourself triggered, stop for the moment, pay attention. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? How do you feel in your body? What were the subjects that you were talking with the other one? Was there something in the environment? Whatever, pay attention what it is, because this is the starting point, you know, when you start healing from the trigger points. You know, you really need to go into that point, into that matter. And like you can understand, this is a matter and an issue that we could talk like for the whole day. But if you are interested in this matter, you can first go and learn more in our landing page. Dr. remembers the address.
Yes, that is a HealLoveMethod.com. We have written everything you need to know, and when you have take a look at that, and if you have any questions, please send us an email.
And if you're even more interested, you can always enjoy and take part in our education, HealLove Method education, that starts at the start of 2025 in Copenhagen.
Yes, and we founded this HealLove Method because we want to remove, to learn other people, or you watching this, to learn how to find and remove those barriers and how to create balance in your body, mind, heart energies. So if you want to join us, please come.
Yes, please, and welcome. But this was for today, and we'll find out some other interesting issues for the next time.
Stay tuned for our next HealLove Chat.
Okay, have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.